Okay, so I'm going to do the easy way first. So I'm using the ColourPop site, and I just went onto one of their products. And then I clicked onto the product, and then I got inside of this product page, right? You want to see this brush and see if that, yeah, so that blows up pretty good too. So what you can do, it seems, is that you can actually click on the object, and literally this is like the easiest way to do it, is just click and drag it off. Sometimes that will. Nope, you want to click so it gets larger, and then you'll actually control click and then save image as. Sometimes you can drag them off right away, but sometimes you'll have to just do a control click or a right click. And so the file name is already going to be here, and you can see that they put their pixel dimensions in the file name too, to keep themselves organized. And it's going to be a JPEG image, so I'll just hit save. And then that becomes a 1. So I'll open this in the Finder. Here's one image. I'll just drag it into Photoshop here. Okay, so then I'm dragging into Photoshop. This is at RGB, and that's fine for next week. That's totally great. And under image and image size, I'll just do a check here, and instead of inches, I'll change it to pixels. And you can see, yeah, so the file name that they provided on there, that they named their content, was accurate to the actual pixel dimensions of the piece. All right. So then this is a good image. Later on, we'll just bring this to 300 DPI, place it in the layout, and it'll be big enough for that. If you wanted to use this brush for like a cover page, it'd probably have to be blown up. So we would just go through that InDesign process that we went through before. For those instances, you don't have to know ahead of time that you're going to blow this up and use this as a cover. Just put it in the layout, see if you like it, and then blow it up after you say, yeah, this is good. Yeah, and some of these images give you some great texture too to work with sometimes, so that's kind of cool. All right, and the harder way is, and it's not really hard. It's just that's just what I'm calling it because it's not as easy as that last one. Is you'll go to the site, you'll click on the object or the shoe that you want to capture. And then you're going to drill down into it till you get to this product page, right? So this is the Old School Pro under the men's section, shoes section, pro skate section. So once here, what you'll want to do is actually click this 3 ellipses tool in Chrome. Sometimes Firefox has this too, but Chrome is the best one to use, I think. Most people, I think, use it. So under More Tools, you'll go to Developer Tools. And then so what Developer Tools has is this neat interface that will actually show you what's loading in the site in the background. So your native screen, it might not be the network screen, but really you can switch among these little tabs here to see what you want to look at. So I can look at all the code for this page, for instance. You can see how it's built. Under console, you can see all the jQuery and all these other different types of linked files that are making the site do what it's doing. But network, you're going to hit network, and what you're going to want to do is see this whole listing come up, and you're going to see in this column it says type. So you see the JPEG type, right? So those are all obviously image files. And right here, you're going to make sure that images is selected. If I wanted to see something else, I would, but I would want to make sure that this is selected under images. And then what I would do is drag down here a little bit, and I want to actually pick the shoes that I want to see here, right? So I'm going to click these because they might be nice for like a cover or something. And then I'll actually want to click this plus sign. So some of these, so what's happening is I clicked zoom in, and what this website is doing is actually loading this high-res version of those low-res shoes that were up before. So you can see it's very slowly optimizing this here, just because of our internet connection, I think, is slow, and plus my computer is a little bit lagged down. But once I see visually on site what I want to capture, then it should populate here in this listing of assets, image assets for the piece. And then so what you can do is actually click on one of these thumbnails, and you can see little pieces of this object, right? So let me see if I can. Now, what you'll want to do is actually use your up and down arrow to go up and down and then view this pixel dimension information down here. And so what you'll be able to do is actually, you should just be able to kind of click through, and all the images will typically be in the same place or a similar place every time. And find the one. I might not have. Let me reload. Sometimes you'll have to reload it to the page just to make sure that that asset comes up at that high res. Click on that object again. Hopefully my computer goes a little faster again. This is really just loading every single image on the site. Zoom in. It might be up towards the top. And as I go down, and that's my logo. Let me find the icon here. And usually they have like a very similar name. I think that's the one. Oh, no, wait, that's not it. It's a little bit tougher. Oh, here they are. So based on the thumbnail, I can kind of see the general layout of the object. But once you find it, you can double click on it in that listing there. And then at this point, once you get to that object, it's basically opening up the object and isolating it in its original form in the browser for you. And if you click on it, I should actually just be able to click and drag it out, and then it'll show up on the desktop. And so that's one. Essentially, you're going to want to see this file name, and they kind of name the files very similar with these just kind of random numbers. But these whatchamacallit, these icons here, or thumbnails, I mean, give you a really good clue as to which one it is to select, and then this as well, this pixel dimension. But if I actually drag this in, it's a little bit small from a pixel dimension standpoint, but it's close enough, I would say. It's not too far off from what we're looking for. But under image size, under pixels, it's about 759, so it's about 150 off, but it gets you close enough. Yes?